In this driver mentor video, I wanted to answer a lot of the questions and concerns that I hear from some of the new drivers to the company.
So I'm going to compare 2016, the last year that I was driving, with 2020.
The examples in this video are from one of my mentees. He stayed out about 5 days. Day 1, leaving out of Atlanta, driving to Lugoff, South Carolina, 269 miles. Now, when you get to Lugoff, South Carolina, he just had a simple drop and hook. So we get paid an extra $20 for that. Later on that day, he said he had a breakdown. So JB Hunt pays you for all the time that you've on the side of the road. Now we go to day 2. He drove 354 miles to Darlington, South Carolina, then back to GQ is our designation for the Fairburn Rail. It's about 20 miles south of Atlanta. And when he got there, again, it was just a simple drop and hook. So you add that extra pay. And to finish off day 2, he picked up a load from GQ, again, which is Fairburn Rail, and took a load to West Columbia, South Carolina, 224 miles. All right. When he got there, it was a live unload, which JB Hunt pays you $35 for. And he got there with about 4 hours left to drive. So JB Hunt does pay you layover pay if you still have drive time once you've reached a receiver or a shipper. Now on day 3, our driver goes to Charleston, South Carolina, gets loaded, and takes the load back to Fairburn Rail, 442 miles. Now, anytime you get loaded, it's an additional $35, which is added to the miles. Also, he has detention pay. Detention pay is any time that you're delayed at a shipper or receiver, they have to pay you for that. So he was delayed by 2 hours, so he gets additional pay for that. Now, day 4 was a busy day for our driver. He began leaving Fairburn Rail, taking a load to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and here he was live unloaded. You add that to the 130 miles. Then he goes to Cleveland, Tennessee. Says right here he had a drop and hook, so that's an additional $20. Gets loaded and takes the load back to Fairburn Rail. Then after he leaves Fairburn Rail, he goes to Alcoa, Tennessee, 178 miles, and there he gets live unloaded, so that's extra pay. Now, here we are to day 5. The driver is in Greenville, Tennessee, has 346 miles that he's driven that day, and he takes the load back to Atlanta. Now, when he's in Greenville, Tennessee, he has to get live loaded. So again, that's an additional $35. And here we see he has another breakdown. He's only on the side of the road for about an hour, but still, he gets paid for that. So you have the 346 miles plus the extra pay. Now, the driver say he went home for that week. So we're going to add everything up. Now, what our driver did is he added up the 2,095 miles that he has, but he did not correctly add up all the additional pay.
So let's do the math, and let's calculate what your pay might be from 2016 compared to 2020. Drop and hook pay went from $20 to $25. So with 3 drop and hooks, our driver gets $75. Breakdown pay went up by $2. So with 4 hours of breakdown, that's $56. Live load pay went from $35 to $42. With 5 live loads, that's $210. Layover pay went to $14 from $12. So with 3 hours of layover, I know they said it was 4, but we take the first hour off and pay 3. That's $42. Detention pay, most of the time we would have to wait 2 hours before detention began. So that went back to just waiting an hour and a half. So this driver, after being delayed, gets $7. So now let's add this up. With all the extra pay, in 2016, it'd have been about $319. But in 2020, it's $390. Now let's also add on that top pay was around about 42 cents a mile back in 2016. Now they're starting off new hires at 44 cents a mile. So really, gross wages today for a JB Hunt driver, 2020 that is, should be around about $1,312 a week if they make the same miles as this guy made 4 years ago. That's it. Take care and thanks.